Hello again, everyone. Marcus here. I review stuff, and if you know anything about me, you know that I'm really bad about finishing albums, which is why I've been making a concerted effort to listen to more albums. Every day I try to listen to an album if I have the time. What I do is I've taken all my albums on my Apple Music and I've thrown them into a spreadsheet, and a spreadsheet connects to this wheel. I spin the wheel, and I listen to whatever comes up. Now, I only include albums that I have never listened to from start to finish, which is why there's still over 500 albums on this wheel when I spin it. Like I said, not the best at finishing albums, but we're looking to fix that. So anyway, the album that the wheel picked today is Whoracle by In Flames. And as we get into it, I just gotta say, this one took me a little while to get through. I am a fan of heavy metal, and I say that with a little asterisk because I like metal that really does a good job of combining screaming, heavy vocals with more melodic singing. And this album was not that. And so it took me a little bit longer to finish. I feel like there are some metal songs that I really, really enjoy that are completely screaming vocals and don't have any of that melodic singing that I like. But I feel like those are few and far between. However, this album was pretty much all of that. But again, there were still some songs on it that I really, really enjoyed. So let's go through the track list and just kind of do a quick, just brief discussion about each one. Things I liked, things I didn't like, and then I'll tell you how I felt about the album as a whole. Starting with Yotun, which is a song that I listened to here on the channel. I feel like I remember saying really positive things about it. And upon another listen, I actually really do enjoy that song. In addition to, both heavy and melodic singing, I also like when there is both heavy and sometimes melodic kind of guitar playing, right? And so you got that in this song, some great heaviness throughout. But again, they knew kind of when to really bring in some nice melody in the guitar. I just like the song. I think it's a good song. Food for the Gods was another one that I can say that I enjoyed. It is a heavy song. It has those harsh, again, like just screaming vocals, but it's a fast song. It has a really nice transition there in the second half of the song with just a really nice guitar solo. I was really impressed by that. So again, like all things that I like for the most part. So this was another good one. Gyroscope was actually one of the first songs I've ever heard from this album, and I kind of heard it on my own. I've been listening to In Flames for a while now, before I even started the channel. Just kind of happened, I think, to come across them, or a friend recommended them to me or something, back when I was in high school. And Gyroscope is just one of those songs that I kind of knew coming in. With that said, one thing I've really enjoyed about this song, and this is a song that's been on my playlist for a while, but one thing I really enjoy about it is the sort of great use of both acoustic and electric guitar. It's heavy, but again, that acoustic guitar kind of brings in a little bit of softness to it, I think, in a way that is sort of a nice change of pace in the album. Also got to give a shout out to the drumming. I thought the drumming here was absolutely fantastic, and it's one of the catchier songs in my opinion on the album. So I really enjoyed this one again for years now, but I really enjoyed listening to this one again. Dialogue with the Stars wasn't one of my favorites. It was instrumental. I've never been the biggest fan of instrumental music, and I feel like I'm complaining over and over again, and I'm so hard to please. But yeah, just never been the biggest fan of instrumental music. But with that said, it's got some really cool guitar work. It's fun and kind of flowy, and is a good sort of transition between Gyroscope and the next song. So, I think it works here. The Hive was another favorite of mine. It's some heaviness mixed with, again, some melodic guitar, which I feel like In Flames actually does really well. I got to give them credit for that for sure. A great guitar solo. It was energetic. It was fun. It was honestly kind of an easier listen than some of the harsher songs on the album. So again, The Hive, good song. Gesture Script Transfigured, I think was the name of the song. It was a fine one. It was really interesting at the beginning with that acoustic guitar. Kind of has more spoken word than anything, which I think is fine. Skipping ahead to Everything Counts, I think there was some great guitar work. I liked kind of the rhythm of it all. Some harsher vocals, but there was a transition into some of that melodic singing that I'm such a fan of. It kind of worked for me. Another good one. And then again, skipping ahead to the final track, Clad in Shadows 99, which is an interesting name. I thought it was a great album closer. It was, again, harsh and heavy, but I think it's indicative of kind of the album experience as a whole. Again, the guitar work was great. It's fun. I think it's a fun way to end the album, Everything in between that I kind of left off was either instrumental and I wasn't just super jazzed about, or kind of started to blend together. Again, I think this album took me a while because I had to like stop and think, okay, wait, which track did I just listen to again? It was just, it was a bit harder to get through. With that said, like there are some things that I really like. I thought really great guitar work throughout, both electric, heavy, and also acoustic. The vocals, as harsh as they can be at times, there were some really bright spots in there as well. Drumming I thought was fantastic throughout. But again, this is sort of just like a me thing, right? Where I felt like the album, again, one of the reasons it was hard to get through was that it did start to blend together a little bit. But again, another reason is that it was just maybe too harsh for me. I like a little bit of that harshness, that heaviness in small doses. To kind of sit down and listen to an entire album of it, I felt like it was really draining for me. With that said, I'm still a fan of In Flames. I mean, there's a lot that I've heard from them that I really, really like. I mean, some of it I've even reviewed here on the channel. So again, I think it's just a personal preference that I kind of like it more in small doses. So with all that said, I do feel like, there were some songs on this album that I'm like, yeah, I've listened to them and I don't really care to listen to them too many more times. On the flip side, there are songs like Gyroscope where I'm like, yeah, this has been on my playlist for years now, and it's probably going to continue to stay on my playlist. And every so often it comes on, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is a great song. Let's jam out. But I feel like those are fewer and further between than what I would hope for in this album. So with all of that said, I think for me, and again, I'm going to get some hate for this, my final ranking for this album is like, let's say 2.5 out of 5 stars, because I feel like I really enjoyed about half of the songs on this album. Again, that is just a personal ranking, speaks nothing to the quality of the album itself. We just all have our personal tastes, and that's probably why you watch this channel. I don't know, to hear one person's personal taste, I'm the guy behind the camera, I guess, or in front of the camera. So if you're watching, I guess there it is. There's my bad take for the day. 2.5 out of 5 stars. All right, guys. Anyway, hey, if you enjoyed the album, go listen to it. Go support the artist however you can. If you enjoyed the video, if you enjoyed my album review, as unfavorable as it might be, consider supporting the channel. Like and subscribe and comment. Tell me what I did wrong or right. And then lastly, you can even check the description if you'd like to follow me on Twitch, TikTok, or Instagram. All right, guys, that's going to be it for me. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye for now.